Hey children, here are the signs you're addicted to stress. Number 10. You feel weird when things are calm. Picture this. You finally finish all your assignments, your schedule is clear, and you have absolutely nothing urgent to do. Sounds like a paradise, right? Wrong. Instead of relaxing, you feel this strange, uncomfortable sensation creeping in. You start to get anxious. You feel guilty for having free time. Your brain is literally panicking because there's no crisis to manage. Here's what's actually happening. Your body has become used to stress hormones like cortisol and adrenaline pumping through your system that when everything calms down, you go into withdrawal. It's your brain addicted to the chemical rush of being under pressure. Most people will kill for a stress-free day, but you're the only one feeling lost without your daily dose of chaos. So if peace makes you more nervous than a packed schedule, congratulations. You might be a stress addict. Number 9. You create problems when there aren't any. You've got a free weekend ahead, no deadlines, no drama, nothing to worry about. But instead of enjoying it, you start overthinking the text message from 3 days ago. You convince yourself your friend is mad at you because they used a period instead of an exclamation mark, or you start planning for problems that don't even exist yet, like worrying about an exam that's 2 months away. Here's the truth. Your brain has become so comfortable with stress that it literally creates scenarios to keep that familiar tension alive. You're essentially writing problems into your life like a TV show writer who needs conflict to keep the plot interesting. Normal people try to avoid stress. You're inventing it like it's your side hustle. If you catch yourself turning minor things into major catastrophes just because you're bored, yeah, you're definitely hooked on stress. Number 8. You enjoy bragging about how busy you are. Someone asks you how you're doing, and instead of saying good like a normal person, you launch into a full TED talk about how overwhelmed you are. You list every single thing on your plate like it's a competition. You throw around phrases like, I barely have time to breathe, and I haven't slept in days with this weird sense of pride. Here's the kicker. You're not complaining, you're humble bragging. Being busy has become part of your identity, and you secretly love telling people how stressed you are because it makes you feel important. It's like stress is your personality trait now. You wear exhaustion like a badge of honor, as if running yourself into the ground proves you're successful. But here's the reality check. Constantly broadcasting how busy you are doesn't make you impressive. It makes you addicted to the validation that comes from being stressed. Real productivity isn't about doing everything at once. It's about doing things that actually matter. Number 7. You procrastinate until the pressure is unbearable. You have 2 weeks to finish a project. Plenty of time, right? But instead of starting early and working at a reasonable pace, you procrastinate until the last minute. You clean your room, reorganize your closet, watch random YouTube videos, and suddenly discover a newfound passion for learning how to fold origami. Then, the night before it's due, panic mode activates. Your heart races, your palms sweat, and suddenly you're a productivity machine fueled by pure terror. And here's the twisted part. You actually perform better under that last-minute stress. Or at least you think you do. The truth? You've trained your brain to only function when stress levels are through the roof. You're like a car that only runs on premium panic fuel. You've become so dependent on that adrenaline rush that working calmly feels impossible. Sure, you get things done, but at what cost? Your mental health, your sleep schedule, and probably a few years off your life. If you can't start something without the threat of imminent disaster, you're not just a procrastinator. You're a stress addict chasing that high. Number 6. You can't relax without feeling guilty. You're sitting on the couch watching a show and trying to unwind. But instead of relaxing, your brain starts attacking you. Shouldn't you be doing something productive? You're wasting time. Look at all the things you could be doing right now. Even on your day off, you feel this guilt like you're not allowed to rest. Taking a break feels lazy, wrong, even selfish. So you either force yourself to do something useful or you sit there, trying to relax while simultaneously feeling terrible about it. Here's what's really going on. You've tied your self-worth to your productivity, and stress has become the only state where you feel justified in existing. Rest feels like failure because you've convinced yourself that being busy equals being valuable. But here's the real bomb. Your worth isn't measured by how stressed or productive you are. Rest isn't lazy, it's necessary. Your body and brain literally need downtime to function properly. If you feel guilty every time you try to chill, you're not just stressed, you're addicted to the grind. Number 5. You feel empty when you finish something. You finally complete that huge project you've been stressing over for weeks. You'd think you'd feel relieved, accomplished, happy. But instead, there's this weird emptiness like, now what? Instead of celebrating, you immediately start looking for the next thing to stress about. Maybe it's another deadline, another goal, another problem to solve. You can't sit with the accomplishment because your brain is already searching for the next hit of pressure. This is classic addiction behavior. Just like someone hooked on caffeine reaches for another cup the moment the buzz wears off, you're reaching for the next source of stress. You've become so used to the cycle of stress that without it, life feels meaningless. Completion doesn't bring satisfaction anymore. It just brings withdrawal. If finishing something big leaves you feeling lost instead of proud, you're not driven. You're dependent. Number 4, you thrive on last-minute chaos. Group project due tomorrow, everyone else is panicking, but you. You're weirdly calm. In fact, you're in your element. While others are stressed, you're oddly energized. You love the chaos, the urgency, the way everything comes together at the last second. You tell yourself you work better under pressure, but really, you're just addicted to the rush. Here's the thing. Last-minute chaos isn't efficiency. It's dysfunction dressed up as productivity. You're not thriving. You're surviving on adrenaline, and your body is paying the price. That rush that you feel, it's cortisol flooding your system, and while it might feel good in the moment, it's literally damaging your health in the long term. If you genuinely look forward to stressful situations, you're not just handling stress well, you're hooked on it. Number 3, you feel uncomfortable when someone helps you. Someone offers to take something off your plate, and instead of feeling relieved, you feel anxious. You worry they won't do it right. You feel like you're losing control, or worse, you feel like accepting help makes you weak or incompetent. So you decline and pile more stress onto yourself. Here's why. You've become addicted to being the person who handles everything. Stress has become your way of proving your worth, and letting go of it feels like letting go of your identity. But carrying everything yourself isn't a strength. It's self-destruction. If accepting help makes you more uncomfortable than staying stressed, you need to ask yourself why you're so attached to struggling. Number 2, you ignore your body's stress symptoms. Your jaw is constantly clenched, you have tension headaches all the time, your stomach feels off, your sleep is terrible, and you're always exhausted. But instead of addressing it, you push through. You convince yourself it's normal, that everyone else feels this way, that it's part of being an adult. Here's the reality. Your body is literally screaming at you to slow down, but you're too addicted to stress to listen. Those warning symptoms aren't normal. They're warning signs that you're chronically stressed. Ignoring them doesn't make you tough. It makes you reckless. If your body's breaking down, but you refuse to rest, you're not dedicated. You're dependent on stress, and it's destroying you. Number 1, you don't know who you are without stress. Here's the big one. If someone asked you to describe yourself without mentioning how busy, stressed, or overwhelmed you are, could you do it? If stress were removed from your life tomorrow, would you even know what to do with yourself? For some people, stress has become their new identity. They don't have hobbies, passions, or interests outside of their obligations. They've built their whole sense of self around being stressed, and without it, they feel empty. That's addiction. When something becomes so central to your identity that you can't imagine life without it, you're no longer in control. Stress is. If you want to watch more videos like this, subscribe to my channel. See ya.